Import Exchange International.
Especially like that beginning there where you were playing the organ like bongos or congas. Yeah. Hi folks, Randolph Carter, I'm Jim Huss, Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant, we need a nickname for you. We got Smooth Move Bill on the camera. We'll be working on that, Mr. Grant.
All right.
Yeah, we need to think of something that comes close to being as outstanding as you are yourself in the electronics shop. Not to mention the many other areas of his life. He's just an outstanding individual, you know? But
thank you.
Yeah, you're certainly welcome and deserving. So, Randolph, we've made a lot of videos over the years.
Yes, sir.
But I would have to say, and partly this is kind of like Grant's inspiration and Bill's, because their internal restoration work is giving us exactly what we always want, which is when people come in and say, all these organs sound great, and to some people they almost sound the same. However, we all know that there are subtle differences between them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So sometimes we've compared two organs together, but today we're going to try to do something that's never been done on this planet.
As far as we know.
Yeah, really. Which is to juxtapose or compare four organs, all being played by the great Randolph Carter himself. Yeah. And when you started out and you played that original number, that's inspirational to a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
And we'll have Bill come up and get some close-ups of you doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to start here on a 1957 Hammond B3 that at one time was at the Kojak convention as one of our finest examples.
Okay.
Back in Tampa in 2019.
Right.
And then we put it in a church for a while, and then they decided they wanted something a little different, so it's back.
Okay.
It's like long lost friend come back to us for a little visit until we find a good home for it. So, Grant, maybe you could explain to everyone how the 57, 59, 61, and 62 instruments are the same but different, or however you would put it from, say, a musician's point of view, which you are. That's another part of his greatness.
That's right.
But also from a technical point of view, if there's what are the differences?
Well, these are all from the early era of the B3s. They're essentially the same in construction. However, little things changed down on the production line from year to year.
Suppliers change how they make things and stuff.
Exactly. So you have, they all have wax paper capacitors on the generators, but some of them have the early wax paper capacitors. Some of them have a mixture of two different brands, and one of these, I'm not going to tell you which, has General Instrument capacitors, which are paper and wax, but they are revered as some of the nicest wax and paper capacitors that were ever made. And it has a distinct sound, and you'll probably pick it up. But I don't want to tell anybody because it's a little more fun that way. You can leave something in the comments and tell us which one you think has the GI test.
Yeah, we're asking people to comment which one they like the best and why.
Yeah.
Or if you hear no difference, that is like the ultimate compliment to our technical team for the great job that they're doing.
There was also a difference in transformers from 1961 to 62, so you may hear a slight difference there, but it's large. The differences we hear in different organs and their combination with different Leslies have to do with lots of different components that are just slightly different. They were manufactured at a different time. Maybe they had more use or less use, things like that. So they all end up with slightly different characters,
Absolutely.
which is great.
I like to say personalities. These organs are kind of like people. We're all people, but we have different personalities, right?
Yeah, so it's tough to put your finger on an exact sound that's coming from this particular speaker or this particular capacitor or something, but in the case of the general instrument caps, they do have a definite character.
A little glassier than normal.
Right. And the red caps that followed in the mid-60s, those also have a much brighter quality that a lot of people really love, but a lot of people find that to be a little too much, and they'd rather have something from the earlier B3s.
Comes down to personal preference, doesn't it, Randolph?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, Grant has brought out some technical reasons why there are subtle differences between these instruments. And that's why we like to have people come in and sit down and play or listen carefully to the videos to make a selection. But you have found that you like certain instruments better than others. So it's strictly a matter of personal preference. Everything that we're going to show is like top quality, has basically had the same internal work done to it. But to try to make this an apples to apples comparison, we're asking Randolph to play 2 songs with the same drawbar settings on each organ. So no one gets confused, oh, that one sounds different because the drawbars were set differently.
Right.
You know, they're going to be as close as humanly possible to having the settings be accurately the same on these 4. And then, hey, somewhere down the road, we should probably get 4 more organs, starting at 65 to 74. We'll have another a repeat, and then it'll just be fun. For us, it's fun. For you watching, we hope you find it both interesting and enjoyable. And Randolph, would you want to add anything to what Grant and I have said, or you just want to do your talking with your playing? I know you're saving up something profound to say. I know you. You'll say something profound.
Whatever organ you select is going to be a great instrument. It's been properly cared for and going through the electronic shop properly, so hope you enjoy.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, Randolph. Okay, so take it away with your original composition. And I didn't ask you if you had anything to add, Grant.
I have nothing to add.
Nothing to add. You've added so much already. Let's leave it at that. Take it away, Randolph Carter, 1957 B3, reference number 340. Tell us what you like. We won't tell you what we like the best. I like them personally. I like them all.
Yeah.
I would enjoy having any one of them, but we want the general public in the Hammond community to tell us which ones they like and why. Thanks, folks. Thanks for watching. Randolph, we just finished making a really wonderful video here at Keyboard Exchange International with you playing 4 different B3s.
Yes.
what were you feeling during that process?
Oh man, it was very intense. I was just explaining to Bill, it was like to have to play the same exact thing, or try at least.
Oh
play
yeah,
the same exact
nobody
thing.
expects note for note on this.
You know, it's something difficult to do as a musician. You know, especially a musician that plays by ear. Like I hear different things. I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, I think it's a very exciting video that we just made, and this little video here that we're about to make might even be more interesting than the first one we did today.
Yes.
Because I noticed that these guys are kind of like at the same point in restoration. One on a C3, one on a B3, and they're getting ready to put the keyboards back into the console.
Yes.
So why don't you kind of walk over there and you can add your comments if you want, and I'll get out of the way. And but we'll have Grant and Bill. That smooth move Bill there. You don't usually get to see him. He's usually on the camera. Now we have Rodney on the camera. We're mixing things up a little bit. But if you guys would be so kind to tell our viewers what's going on here in the electronic shop, and you know how to say it. So I'll get out of the way. Take it away.
Well, I'll start. Normally, when we're doing a refurb on a Hammond, we don't have to take the keyboards out if they don't have foam inside, unless there's some good reason for it. These two happen to be. This is a 56 C3, and that's a 59 B3, and in both cases, these are before they started putting foam inside of the manuals. And we wouldn't normally have to take the keyboards out, but we did in both cases here, and for different reasons. With this one, the one I'm working on, we had a problem with the generator. The generator had a bad tone wheel, that it was loose, and we got the generator out, tried to make a repair, but it was not repairable. So we ended up taking another generator that we had taken from a similar vintage B3, and we refurbed that generator, oiled everything, redid the scanner, put that in, but in order to get at the generator, we removed the keyboards. And while we had them out, we went ahead and cleaned the bus bars, redone the line box here, did all kinds of stuff, cleaned up the keys. And interestingly enough, we normally put new upstop felts on the manuals, and this one turned out to be something different. You can see this manual here has silver paint, and this one has black paint. The silver paint was on the earlier models, BCs, BVs, B2s, and of course the C models of those. And this is a C3, but it has these silver painted blocks on it, which I thought was interesting. And then I found out the front rails were also of a different design. They're of the older design, which makes it much more difficult to take them out, but still plenty of fun. Anyhow, we got all this done. This is about ready to go back in. And Bill, if you want to tell them why we had to take the manuals out of this B3 here.
Well, like Grant was saying, neither of these manuals had foam in them, so we didn't have to take them out for that reason. This one in particular needed a bus rod cleaning and lube. And to do that, of course, you got to take out the manuals, but the access points are right here at the end, and you can't get to them unless you take the manuals out. So we took them out and pulled out each rod individually, cleaned it, lubed it, put it back in. There's 9 rods per manual, so you got 18 total. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's always a good thing to do, and it always makes the organ sound much better, much cleaner, much more like it was when it left the factory.
Yeah.
Something interesting that Mr. Jim always mentioned, these are instruments that's been 50 plus years old, and we run into new problems every day. So it's interesting to see what you guys are doing here.
Yeah, we just wanted to show you guys what these look like when you get them out, and I hope we see you guys more and more on our website and on our YouTube channel. For all of us here at Keyboard Exchange International, have a great day.
Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hammond Tone Wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.